top-notch sports presenter, host of hundreds of high-pressure games. Always in news, not for what she does, but for what she wears.
When I started my career, I was the only girl in the room. I don't think that perception or that stereotype that women don't understand sports, I don't think it exists anymore. If you're a young woman out there and you're worried about what the world is going to think, why don't you tell the world what you want them to think?
The story of sports presenter Mayanti Langer.
I remember watching someone like Mandra Bedi, and she did such a phenomenal job with the Cricket World Cup. I mean, she brought so much entertainment and excitement, and I know what it's like, to conduct a live show. I know the kind of skill set that it takes, which she very obviously has. And everyone just kind of downgraded it to make it about her outfits and the saris that she wore. But it wasn't just about the outfits, it was about a woman who presented a World Cup. And I felt like that's something that followed me as well. Every time I was on screen, it was always about what I was wearing and how short my skirts were, or how I looked. I was too overweight for the big screen and I should lose some weight. And those are the sort of things that I faced. I never felt that from my networks or the people that I worked with. They always gave me an inherent sense of responsibility that I shared with my male colleagues. But the outside world at times just made it, down. You had just presented, let's say, a Cricket World Cup, or I remember I had presented an India-Pakistan game in the Champions Trophy in 2017, and this article came out not about the fact that there was a woman fronting a show for an India-Pakistan game in 2017, but about what I was wearing. And that article was written by a woman. And I found it very disheartening that that was what became the focus for the entire tournament. And I was bashed every day for what I was wearing, irrespective of whether it looked good or didn't look good. Whether you're a man or a woman, it's not about what you wear. It's about how you deliver. It's about how you do your job. But I hear wedding bells are around the corner, is that right?
Not really.
Don't blush. I can see you blushing. Don't lie, don't lie.
Not really. Not
So it's just a rumor?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? You should know, man. Stuart was one of my first interviews. It was like a dugout interview because he'd done really well in the second season. And some of the producers who were really close, some of the producers, till this day you will regret the fact, or maybe not, that you fed me this wrong information. But they had said that Stuart has just been engaged. He's just gotten engaged. So please, congratulate him on that. And he's like, no, I think you have your information wrong. So please check your information before you do these things. Like, he gave it off to me on screen. But that kind of just broke the ice with us. And we started talking and we kept in touch. And I think about a year after that, a lot of back and forth, just conversing, and we kind of became friends in the first place. We realized that there was something there. When we see a woman on screen, we do appreciate her beauty, but sometimes all we think about is the way she should look or what she should be wearing rather than what she's actually doing. I'm a woman whose personal life has also been judged by the world. I mean, for some reason, my husband's performances were always, I was a target, whether he had a good day or a bad day. And I was still working. I was still on your screens while you were sitting there tweeting at me because of whatever day he had on the field, and I was still doing my job. And I think a lot of people never took those sort of things into considerations. Maybe there's a fear, but you shouldn't be afraid. I mean, if you're a young woman out there and you're worried about what the world is going to think, why don't you tell the world what you want them to think? I will relate one incident to you when I was hosting a match, a T20 match against West Indies, and my husband was playing that game, and in that game he was hit for a couple of sixes and it became a huge thing. I just so happened to be hosting that game as well. I had to do the mid-show of that and do it extremely professionally, but your heart is breaking inside because that's your partner, and I can imagine exactly how he's feeling because he must have just been gutted in that moment, and I was completely heartbroken as on a personal level, but professionally I couldn't be. You couldn't let your emotions show through. I kind of expected it, but I did not expect it to the level of where people wanted me to commit suicide because I didn't deserve to show my face anywhere, or wanted me to divorce my husband because he got hit for a couple of sixes. That was the first time that I think I replied back because I needed to say something, and I said something. I said, this is the level of what you've done where you're sending me threatening messages, where you're saying that we know where your parents live. It was not okay to take it to that level. I think after I said something, then I realized that my relationship with trollers is going to be like kind of give and take. Because listen, if you can give it, you should be able to take it. I didn't do something like seek therapy, but I do think it's something that you should do. I think you need to understand your relationship with social media. You need to understand that a lot of these people are faceless behind a screen. It's not real life. This is real life. When I started my career, I was the only girl in the room. And now 16 years into this career, I can't tell you the amount of women that there are in sports broadcasts, not just in front of the cameras, but behind the cameras as well. And I think it's become a very safe space for women in the sense that I don't think that perception or that stereotype that women don't understand sports, I don't think it exists anymore. I try to take gender out of that equation, saying, so what if I'm the only girl? I have a certain skill set, I belong here, and it's time to do my job. If I wanted the same pay, if I wanted the same opportunity, if I wanted the same screen time, then I needed to be able to handle the same sort of pressure and responsibility and delivery that my male colleagues were doing as well. So it's time for no excuses. My parents, my father's in the army, so you have that little bit of routine, thoda sa discipline, matlab active to rehna chahiye. So he pushed my brother and myself into playing sports. Initially, I got thrown straight into doing football, and I was a girl hosting Indian football. Zyada kuch aise mauke mile nahi thi to girls. But the first time that I was faced with, working with one of my heroes was when I hosted the Football World Cup in 2010. एक तो ये opportunity, I had never in my wildest dreams believed कि ये मौका मुझे मिलेगा. I was sharing responsibilities with John Dykes, who is an absolute global icon, someone that I really admired. And then to be able to find out that you have to share the same responsibilities, the same amount of pressure that you're going to be facing. And when I met John, that was the first time that I was actually possibly a little overawed, but he was so compassionate and he was so welcoming that I walked out of that Football World Cup wanting to be able to do the bigger tournaments. I said, that's it. I've done one World Cup. I want to be able to do World Cups. I want to be able to host World Cup finals. I want to be able to do the high stakes, high pressure games because I know I can deliver. Because if I can sit there besides one of my heroes and do exactly what he or she has done, then I'm ready for this.
Let's get scratching.
Chasing my toddler. I don't hate anything. I'm not someone with extremes. Jeans? मुझे नहीं मालूम, आप बताओ. No means no. It doesn't work, lekin. Game changing, really. I made friends for life in college. Oh God, this is tough, yeah. मैं tennis कह दूँ? I do enjoy tennis. Stuart, Binny. Is that even a question? What did you think you were going to get? At the moment, the wheels on the bus go round and round. You see how much of my time my toddler takes. Hey everyone, I'm Mayanti Langer, Binny, and I'm here at the extraordinary Chinnaswamy Stadium. If you liked what you saw, all you got to do is like, share and subscribe to Hauterrfly. Thank you.
Let's get scratching.